This is How to Beat Crohn's Disease Part 6. And today we're talking about recovery because holy shit. My legs feel, oh my god. My legs are filled with lactic acid right now. And if you know what that is, it's basically when you work out like crazy and your muscles don't deteriorate, but they like damage and then they repair, and that's how you get stronger and all that. Lactic acid is your body telling, I'm not a doctor. When you work out super hard, your muscles, I don't know if they produce lactic acid or what, but there's a stuff called lactic acid that makes them sore. Like that's the soreness you're feeling. And that's what I feel right now, like crazy. And it's because the other day I played basketball full court for 3 hours for the first time in months, because I have arthritis, and sometimes it gets bad enough to where I can't really walk very well, and that's what happened. So from December 2nd to February 21st or some shit like that, I had mostly just been lifting. Not a lot of leg work because the arthritis was in my ankles and my knee. And when that happens, it is extremely difficult to run. Like, that's pretty much out of the picture. There's no way you can run. If you have arthritis, you get what I'm saying. I know this is a Crohn's series, but, we're talking about just autoimmune stuff in general because I think it's relevant. So, let's see. This is the third day after I played ball, and I'm still sore as hell, and that's what happens when you do not work out. That's just how it is. It's, nature. So it's like, what do you do to stay active on days where your legs are not working for you? Oh, God. Because I can't even, I'm fine. I'm going to be totally fine. It's just I'm sore. So how do you push through the soreness and work out? Honestly, depending on how bad it is, mine is severe enough today where I'm going to mostly just drink a bunch of water, walk around, and that's pretty much it. Because when you have all this lactic acid buildup and everything, and your muscles aren't used to the exertion that you put on yourself, you can tear your muscles. You can, you're just more prone to injury, which is something that I'm very conscious of because I have arthritis, which affects my joints to the point where I can't walk sometimes, and also have Crohn's. So, on days where you, are trying to keep your physical activity streak up, but you can't necessarily exert yourself like you usually would, I like to have little recovery days where you just walk around, you drink water, and you use one of these things. This is a muscle roller. This hurts a lot if you're sore, but it does break up lactic acid as long as you're drinking a bunch of water and moving. That's the thing about soreness is the best way to get through soreness is not to overexert yourself while you're sore. It's to just stay moving and stay limber through the soreness. You don't want to sit around a lot because that lactic acid builds up and it's more painful. You get what I'm saying? Something that happens, or something that I do a lot is, if I have an arthritis flare-up to where I can't run around and stay in the cardio shape that I like to be in, you get out of shape, you stop running. So this past little arthritis flare-up for me was 2 months long. It lasted 2 months. So for 2 months I didn't play basketball, I didn't run, I didn't exert myself like that. All I did really was lift and walk around as much as I could, Stayed active, but not in the way that is conducive for basketball, which is what I work out for mainly. It's to, try to stay as good at basketball as I can and to stay as healthy as I can through playing that sport. So, when you come out of a arthritis flare-up after you can't walk or can't, exert yourself very well and you're out of shape, and then you come out of that and you act like you've been healthy the entire time, you tend to overexert yourself, and this is what happens. The soreness is just so severe that it's hard to walk and everything. So I don't know if that's something that you guys can relate to. If you're an active person but your disease gets you down a lot, I think it's hard to remember in the moment while you're playing a sport or while you're working out that you're not as in shape as you were before you went down, if that makes sense. So I'm used to getting out of shape and then getting back into shape because of how often the arthritis comes up and, gets me down and everything. So I'm at the point now where I'm like at the bottom and I'm working my way back up into being in shape. And that just means, a lot of soreness, lots and lots of sore days. And so one of the things that I do to get through that, I'm about to show you, this shit sucks, but it's honestly phenomenal. I do this before I run too, because it pushes blood into your muscle cells, and it's really good for circulation. And in this case, what you're trying to do is get rid of or flush out some of the lactic acid, get your body moving. So what I do, and I just do this with my legs, I don't do it with anything else, but you can do it with all kinds of crap. So I just start with my left calf, put it under my left calf, and then what you want to do is lift your butt up so that your weight is mostly on your calf, and then your right foot goes over your calf, and then you roll your body, or you roll your calf, back and forth on that thing. Oh shit. It's gonna hurt, but it's good. It's like stretching, sort of. It's like kind of like stretching, just a different kind of stretching. Stretching I need to do a video about stretching because that's a big deal too. But yeah, you just do this until whenever. I don't really know how long you're supposed to do it. I just do it for a while until I feel. Okay, so you know how when your foot falls asleep and then you get off of it and then you feel the blood rushing back? I do it until it feels like your calf almost falls asleep, and then you feel the blood rushing back to it. That's kind of when I stop. I don't know how long you're supposed to do it for. Maybe it's 5 minutes or something. You can look that up. There's plenty of videos on that, but that's what I do. And then I move to my left hamstring, and then I put my right foot over my hamstring. I'm trying to put a bunch of weight on it so that it compresses my hamstring on top of that roller. Oh my God. I told you this hurts, man. It doesn't hurt if you're not sore as all hell, but holy shit, it hurts if you got a bunch of lactic acid buildup. So, oh man. But it's good for your muscles because, you're flushing out that lactic acid. It's good for you to help you feel better on days where you overexert yourself and, it hurts to walk. It's a recovery thing, like I said. And recovery is really important to just working out in general and physical activity. So, okay, same deal. Right, it's under my right calf. I put my left foot over my right calf. Same deal, and it hurts, but you do it, and oh damn it. It hurts, but it's worth it, man. I promise. It helps with recovery. It helps you feel a little better for the day. It's like stretching, like I said. And yeah, if you don't have a roller, just stretch. Like stretch out your calf muscle, stretch out your legs, or your arms, whatever's bothering you. And yeah, you'll feel better, I promise. Oh my God. Whew, son of a bee. That's all I can handle right now. That hurts, man. It hurts. So, man. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do today. I'm going to do it again later, but days that you overexert yourself, that's a really good way to help your recovery process a little bit, because I'm going to be sore for a few more days for sure. It's just, if you go from pretty sedentary, on muscle groups. So like my arms are really good right now because I've been lifting through not being able to walk. But my legs, you know, if you can't walk, it's really hard to work your legs out. And I got a stationary bike. That'll be tomorrow's video, stationary bike in it. But my legs are just not feeling that. So anytime you overexert yourself and you have a bunch of lactic acid build up, you feel that crazy soreness, just don't run or anything if you can't handle that. Just walk, move those muscles, get your heart rate going just a little bit. Drink a ton of water. Water helps more than anything, other than probably sleep. So sleep, water, stretching, hot baths, things that are increasing your circulation. That's what I find helps me a lot physically. And it will help you maintain the consistency of physical activity to defeat Crohn's disease, because I'm telling you, dude, it's really tough to bust your butt and be physically active and then not be able to do anything the next day because you went too hard. So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind, is like, be conscious of how active you are, and if you set the bar so high, like you go from being sedentary to running 10 miles a day, dude, you're going to be so sore and just dead that it's going to be detrimental to you in the next week or so, because you're not going to be able to exert yourself anymore. So it's like small periods of physical activity until you build yourself up, you know. The next time I'm playing ball full court is probably going to be this weekend. I'm trying to get my body ready for that, because like I said, man, it's really hard to go from being, some kind of flare-up happens and you're sedentary for a couple months and you become out of shape, and then you get out of that flare-up, you're out of shape, but then you work out in the sense that you are in shape. I only have one gear when it comes to basketball, and that's floor it and just go crazy. So just try to be conscious of that, man, and try to understand that if you work your way up, if you take little steps up, it's going to be better for you in the long run than just overexerting yourself all to death because you're missing workouts. Like today, I wanted to get out there and play basketball. I wanted to get some shots up. Not going to happen. My legs are not going to allow that. So, yeah, just doing the foam roller and stretching and walking. That's it. But, that's today's How to Beat Crohn's video. I'll link the playlist to the end of this video if you've missed any of the previous episodes. Tomorrow's episode is going to be about the stationary bike and how it can help you work on your legs even if they are troubled with arthritis or anything like that. And just helping keep that physical activity streak alive, man, because that's the name of the game. You stay physically active, and it's medicine. Yep, it's I promise you, it's medicine. So get out there and beat Crohn's, man.